Yo, what's good? It's your boy Sneaker Box O checking in with another episode of Knowz, and we're streaming. And today I want to talk to y'all about a lot of stuff been going on in the world, like as far as in the media and stuff. What I want to talk about is something I kind of touched on before, but it has kind of spun out of control as of late. And I'm going to talk more so about comments that were made by Donald Trump, the President of the United States. Yo, this guy right here. Well, what I'm going to do is talk about something. Now, this is my perspective. This is something that you're probably going to be hearing here first, which, you know, that's kind of something that I think that I'm seeing happening and unfolding behind the scenes, and I kind of want to talk about it because I think, now this is just my perspective. I don't really have any insider information that really tells me that this is what's going on, but I don't think that it is something that is too far off from the truth, and I will give you reasons why, but I'm going to talk to you about it. So let's just get into it. So as many of you have heard, I kind of talked about, in case you missed it, go back on the channel. I put it up where I was talking about Colin Kaepernick, and salute to Colin Kaepernick. I forecasted that he would, when he, took the stance against standing up for the national anthem before NFL games last season, I saw that eventually it would cause some kind of, I would say that he was kind of like trailblazing something that would lead up to something bigger. I didn't exactly know how it would happen or how it would unfold, but I don't know. I just kind of forecasted, saw it, that it was going to lead to something bigger, and I think the NFL was trying to avoid that because these people are a lot smarter than probably you and I think that they are. And they're businessmen at the end of the day. That is one huge corporation, the NFL, and they all are all about their revenues and, fattening their pockets. So when Colin Kaepernick does that and it gets attention, because like I said, in that show where I was talking about Colin Kaepernick, there's other players who out there doing the same thing. Marshawn Lynch had said that he was doing that for years, but it just wasn't being covered as such. So, I mean, it's a different climate right now as far as like a lot of people didn't even know that, a lot of people are making a big deal about the whole standing up for the national anthem and this and that and third. A lot of people didn't even know that teams didn't even come out for the national anthem back in the day. There was a time where they just they were in the locker room when that was going on. So a lot of people, are just saying that they're upset just out of spite. They don't really know. They don't really have nothing to be upset about. They just want to spite what Colin Kaepernick was doing and what he was standing up for. And I'll repeat, what he was standing up for, he said it. He said, he doesn't agree with the social injustices, the injustices that's going on in the world and in the country, and he doesn't feel that the national anthem and the flag are supposed to represent that. He doesn't feel like it's representing that. So he decided he would, just not stand for it and eventually start taking a knee. So now, fast forward to now, Donald Trump came out with a statement saying, I can't remember exactly where he was at. It looks like he was talking to some people at a function or something. I don't really know exactly, but he said something to the effect, like, basically, he called people who protested the national anthem, he called them sons of bitches, and he said that the owners of the teams should fire the protesters, the players who are protesting, which I believe is wrong. And I was kind of shocked to hear him say that, as the president of the United States, for him to say that, I was like, wow, I don't think any president in, our modern times would have ever said anything like that. So that was shocking. But after the initial shock, I had like some time to kind of think about it. And you know what? Now, this one right here, you can call it a hot take. You can call it whatever you want to. This is just me talking, and this is what I think is happening. I believe that Donald Trump has stake somewhere in the NFL, some kind of way. I mean, a lot of people know that he is good friends with Mr. Kraft, for the owner of the New England Patriots. You know, that's been documented. Kraft and pretty much the people on his team, as far as like the high figures like Coach Belichick and Tom Brady, have also shown their, I guess you call it an allegiance or their support for Donald Trump in the past, just as of, just recently, during the election. So, we know that. And I believe what Mr. Kraft said was that Donald Trump was very supportive of him and his family, I guess when his wife was going through something. I think maybe it was cancer or something like that she was going through. And he said that he was very supportive of him and his family. So that's why he showed his support, even though, Donald Trump was going through rough times, I'm saying? He just was having it rough as far as like his media and everything that he was putting out. Like, it just wasn't working, man. He was just saying anything. The whole Twitter, his Twitter account was just off the chain. You feel me? So I believe some kind of way, though, he has ties that connect him, like as far as financially, to the NFL. And I believe that he's in cahoots with the NFL. And I believe that they have come up with some kind of, I don't know, some kind of scheme or something, because I saw the rumor that, and I don't know, it might have been confirmed that the NFL has actually, lost viewers this season. I mean, it's only the third week, but I guess they're comparing it to like past seasons or last year, and their viewership has dropped. That's what I heard. That's what, I don't know if it was confirmed or not. If that's true, which probably is, because there were a lot of people who were talking about boycotting the NFL. And so it could be true. Now, the thing about it is, I believe that this is more so a plot to attract people who have took a stance against the NFL as far as not watching games and not supporting, to draw them back. And you have this guy come out with this statement, this wild statement. And now, because remember the conversation was Colin Kaepernick was being blackballed by the league. Now you have, it was like, I think I heard about 6 maybe to 8 owners coming out with, or teams, organizations coming out with, statements addressing the Donald Trump, what he said as far as that they should fire the protesters and stuff like that. And I believe at first it doesn't, I'll tell you how it doesn't make sense, but at first you had, no one would give Colin Kaepernick a job. Now you have, in these statements, all of these owners or organizations coming out in support of protesting and freedom of speech, which is kind of odd, because it leads me back to the old question: why isn't Kaepernick in the league? I said it last time. I said it before, that if you don't think he's a starter, which I believe he can start in this league, because I look around the league and I see some people like, and I don't want to call out names again or, point at people out, but it's some people like, yo, this guy went to the Super Bowl, led his team to the Super Bowl. He had a very nice run. I think it was, a nice run. I think it was like over a 2-year span or something like that, maybe it was 1 year, but it kind of intertwined with 2 seasons. And the guy was just playing out his mind. If he can get back to that form, you can't tell me he's not a starter, a star in this league. He was becoming a star in the league, I mean, at the time. So, but he had his thing, and I'm not going to really talk about that too much, but he had some setbacks, you know what I'm saying? And he he took this, this social activist approach, which, I mean, somewhere along the line he got socially aware. Some people say due to his girlfriend. I don't really know exactly, but somewhere he got socially aware. And, he's been standing up for what he believes in. And he's out the league. No one will give him a job. Now, it's funny that now in these statements, if you read some of them, they're all coming in support of this, this show of, they're calling it like freedom of speech. Now, I believe what they're trying to do is draw viewers back to the NFL and, kind of trick them, because it kind of says, you know what, we support these players, and if they want to, protest in this way, they're in support of it. They're not they're not telling them they can't do it or they shouldn't do it or this, that, and the third. They're just in support of him, and they're actually condemning Donald Trump. That's where I think it's not all honest, and I think it's a plot to draw viewers back and to, have them think that, oh, we're in support of this, and it will make people feel like, okay, the NFL is trying to do the right thing now. Now, that's just my perspective. That's what I feel like. I know these people, you don't just change your mind like this overnight, because it leads me back to the question, why is Colin Kaepernick not in the league? If you in support of these people, these players who are, exercising their right, freedom of speech or whatever you want to call it, and you're condemning Donald Trump, even Mr. Kraft, you know what I mean? I think Donald Trump is one of these people who he's a businessman. And, he's been on TV. I believe with his whole experiences, he's taken a page out of the book of Vince McMahon and trying to play the villain role to basically villainify, is that a word? But basically make himself appear to be a villain and have this large entity, corporation, the NFL, receive the benefits of it. And I believe that he's in cahoots with it, and he is some kind of way tied in, invested into the NFL, under the table, some kind of way. That's just my opinion on the whole thing. I don't feel like it's genuine exactly what these owners are actually doing and these statements that they're making, because it just doesn't connect with what has went on in the past. I think that they didn't anticipate, if it's true the rumor saying that the NFL is losing viewers to the games, I mean, I'm not talking about attendance, I'm talking about TV viewers, then this is a way to draw them back. So that's just my take on it. I like to know how y'all feel about it, and what do y'all think? I know I'm probably going to be the only person that you're going to hear this from, but it could be true. I actually believe it to be true, because they have to show me that it makes sense if that's true. Colin Kaepernick deserves to be in the league. If he's not a starting quarterback, he at least deserves to be a backup in this league, because you can look around the league and see the quarterback play, and tell me this guy can't play in the league. He's been to the Super Bowl, and like I said, he had a nice little 2-year little run where he, he was popping. He was that dude. So I like to get y'all, perspective on it. Drop me a line, drop me a little comment down in the comment box. I really appreciate that. And if you are a new listener, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned to the channel for more. I'll be putting up more on the channel, and I always appreciate the listens. And if, hey, just stay tuned. I like to know what y'all think about this, though, because this is very interesting, and I think this is a perspective that a lot of people probably didn't view it that way, but this is how I'm seeing it. So, yeah, until next time, y'all be cool. In the meantime and in between time, stay up. Peace.